Hey guys, Thunder here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my other videos. Today we're back and we're building, so let's get to it. Okay, so we are building on the Morning Mist Manor lot in Ravenwood. This is going to be a haunted house, like the lot type haunted house, so you're going to be having some little ghosties and things like that around. It ends up being a 2-bedroom, 2-bath with an office. It's 54,598 simoleons. You can get it off the gallery. My ID is Thundera Shadow. Right now we are just doing a bit of a shell, but it does end up changing a lot because I take out the second floor. I just wasn't filling 2 floors, and yeah. So yeah. I built a haunted house last year, and it really takes me out of my comfort zones because I'm not like a builder, or I'm not into like the creepy, spooky stuff. So this really does take me out of my comfort zone. But I had such a good idea this year for like the kids' bedroom, so I really wanted to do it. And I really think that this is maybe a house where the person who used to live here no longer is with us, and their children or family member or whatever it was, they have decided that they no longer want this house. I don't think they live in Ravenwood anymore, or if they ever did. They don't live in Ravenwood. I feel like they probably live in the city, and that they are just not interested in taking care of this house. They're not interested in moving here. So yeah, that's where I'm thinking it's going. And yeah, I really do think this is such a nice house, such a good design, really. And I'm really happy with how I think that the story comes across pretty well, and I'm really happy with it. So we're just getting like the floor plan and that kind of stuff together. You saw me delete the second floor. Like I said, 1-floor house. I don't know. I really like 1-story houses a lot. They just work so much better. And then I really wanted to use like a lot of the Life and Death pack for here, and maybe even some vampires, because I wanted it to be spooky. And those two packs really have this spooky vibe. And then also just like black and gray for majority of this house was also needed. On this roof piece, I just really wanted something to put there. So I went with this window. I don't remember where it's from, but I did go with that window. And then honestly, it was just kind of, okay, well, let's figure out what other windows work on this house. And I really do like these. These are from Discovery University. I think this is the only window I use for this house. So I don't really put any on the sides, just like the front and the back. Or at least I don't think I put any. Yeah, I don't put any on the sides, which is unusual, but I felt like it was okay. And then just putting some wood floor and some tile in. Honestly, just trying to figure out, okay, well, what makes sense for a spooky house. Putting in some wallpapers from like Life and Death and all that. The tiles was a little bit interesting. I do think I ended up going with this one. I wanted this house to look old and maybe like it wasn't in the absolute best shape, but I didn't want it to look run down and torn up. I'm really hoping that that makes sense. I definitely wanted it to be livable, but not in the best shape. So, yeah. And then just gonna go and grab some lights. Trying to remember what lights I used. It was an interesting journey. Trying to find lights that fit with what I wanted, but also gave out enough light was a difficult thing. And also ones that weren't like gonna be on the floor. So I did put this light in the office. This light from, I want to say that's from Get Famous, in the living room, kitchen, dining area. That one in the main bedroom. Then onto the 2 bathrooms. And one of the bathrooms is actually like a half bath. It just has a toilet and a sink. So, but yeah, I'm still just going to count it as 2 bathrooms. Got that light in the kids' room, and then over in the bathrooms, I was trying really hard to figure out which light, so I just went with this one. It's almost like a mini version of the one in the main bedroom, so And then just a mailbox. I just put out like a plain black one. Putting on move objects, and then hidden objects and live edit objects, all three of those cheats. It's bb.moveObjects, bb.showHiddenObjects, and bb.showLiveEditObjects. So yeah, just putting all of those on there, because I really wanted like some ghosts and some graves and things like that. I have like a little graveyard out back. Could never really find the tombstones I was looking for, but these will work. These will definitely work. So, just like a little graveyard back there. Nothing fancy. And then I really like, I know that the Life and Death pack has a swing set that, I don't know if it's both swing sets or if it's just the one, but one of them swings on its own. I'm pretty certain it's this one. It may not be, but I thought that would be such a good addition for a haunted house. And then I like the spooky trees. The spooky, like, dead trees, I like them. I don't think anybody's been taking care of them. I think they're probably ready to fall over at any point, but I thought they fit well. I don't think anybody's been taking care of the landscaping on this house, so I did put out these bushes because they don't look as well taken care of and as trimmed as some of the other houses, like some of the other bushes that we have. They just don't look as trimmed and all that, and I thought that was a very, very good touch. I'm just going to grab a barbecue, just trying to figure out which one they would have. So I did go with like a little one, and then a table that's a little bit more worn looking. Looks like it's been outside for a while, hasn't been taken care of. Nobody's really ever done much to it. Getting a trash can just right by this door. And really, honestly, just putting out a couple more bushes, but other than that, there really was not much else that I felt like needed to be outside. I didn't want it to be like a bunch of flowers and things. So we're just going to move on into the kitchen. And I did go with these countertops from Country Living, I believe it is. It's just, they look a little worn, a little used, a little loved, I guess you could say. Then I did pair it with the appliances from Jungle Adventure. So yeah, I just really like those. And then I put in the thermostat and the fire alarm. And then just going to put in some upper cabinets. This one did not want to play nice. Usually I can kind of get it to scooch into the spot, but this time there was no happening there. Just gonna get a sink and then some curtains, and I don't remember if I put a trash can in this house, like actually in the house. I know I have one outside, so that may just have to be where it goes. But just gonna move on to the living room. I got this and then a little TV because I just don't see them having a big TV or anything. And then the spider webs. I love using these for haunted houses. It just kind of shows a little bit more of like, okay, well, nobody's really been living here for that long, so let's just do that. And then the umbrellas are going to be like in a spider web. And some of these spider webs, I believe, can actually have spiders. Like when you're playing, it will have a spider come out. So, yeah. Yeah. I really like it. We got some with, I think they're all from vampires, actually. I don't know. Who knows? Anyway, moving back to the living room, I definitely wanted an older feel to the house. I think that the person who came in just kind of made it look a little nice-ish and is just trying to get somebody else to live here. They probably don't even realize that there's a graveyard out back or that it is haunted. That was my thinking, is that they have not spent enough time in this house. They have no idea that it's haunted. So yeah. Then just gonna grab a rug. I believe this one is from Parenthood. When it was sized down, it just fit the best. So yeah. And then I really wanted to use like some of these cracked picture frames and things. I just did not like the colors and things around them, so I went with this picture. I think that's from the Book Nook kit. It just really looks kind of creepy and spooky. And then over here, did I put that? Yeah, okay, apparently over there I put that like Grim Reaper stuff for the office or whatever. And then that picture there. I'm going to grab a bookcase for behind over here by this window. Honestly, I just really wanted to make sure I had enough room for a table as well. And again, I kind of wanted to stick to like the older look. the well-loved, well-used type look. So I did go with this table, and then just going to go and grab a couple of chairs. I was thinking that maybe the paranormal chairs, they just did not look good with this table, so I did end up going with this one. I think it's from Lovestruck, maybe? I'm not really certain, though. And then I wanted something on the table, so I did end up... I was looking through this stuff, because sometimes you can find good stuff here. But I did end up just going to plants and grabbing the one from the Life and Death pack and just kind of putting it there. I don't think the person who's trying to sell this house even realized that that was a dead plant, but they were like, ooh, a plant. Good, good. I don't have to take care of that part now. So then moving on to the bathrooms, I'm just going to honestly grab a black toilet and a sink. I go with the one from, I don't even know. It's a nice looking sink though. Then some toilet paper, a mirror, some toothbrushes, soap, a towel on the wall, and then just gonna copy that stuff over here. This bathroom has a shower and a tub, and it's not the combo. Like, I was thinking about making it the combo, but it's not the combo. I went with this one from Seasons. Then I went with a tub from Base Game, and I just made it black. Just gonna move the toilet, and then I'm just gonna go grab the rest of the stuff that I need from the other bathroom. Toilet paper, sink, mirror, all of that stuff. Just gonna grab it. I don't remember if I grabbed the towel, like the hanging towels. I did not. And then I put in a rug. I think that's from Nifty Knitting Debug. And then just gonna do a curtain. And honestly, I just decided to do that curtain everywhere else because of the fact that it just fit nicely and it looked good. So just moving into the office. Not much room in this office, which is actually a good thing because you don't really need much. Just gonna grab a desk, an older computer, an older chair, all of that kind of stuff. Just, I really do think that this was an older person living here, and or maybe even somebody who just liked more of the older style things. And then just gonna grab this bookcase. I don't remember. Okay, yeah, I put this like little plant as in like maybe it's hope for growth here. And then I did put out a plant, and I put out the open book on top of that other thing, and then this plant also. I just felt like that plant looked good, and maybe the person who bought this house is like, okay, well, I just need something there, and then more spider webs. Also, I do use like the cracks and things that will come in a minute. And then the diplomas just kind of make it look nice. This picture, I think that's probably who's haunting the house. Not gonna lie, that's who's haunting the house. And then just gonna go through and put some of this stuff out. I do think that they kind of tried to hide some of it. Just putting the scratches and things, the cracks, the stains, like just all of that. The stuff from werewolves, the stuff from For Rent, the stuff from vampires, all of that. I think about putting out the hole in the floor that we got with the Life and Death pack, but I just did not like that idea. Just gonna go through and put spider webs in this office, put some cracks, put some missing wallpaper spots, like just all the stuff. Just trying to make, I don't think I even put any of that stuff in the two bathrooms, but maybe the ghosts just don't go in there. I'm going to put out those pictures there, and then we're going to move on to the main bedroom. Just going to move the light over and then look for a bed. I really wanted one that looked like it fit here, but I also wanted like a dark looking one. So, yeah. That was an interesting try. But I did end up going with this one, and then I ended up going with a couple of nightstands. They're just from Base Game. They kind of look like some of the other furniture that I've used, and it kind of just looks old and run down. And just going to go with these lamps from the Basement Treasure Kit. I really hope that these are the ones that like flicker and everything, because I think that would just look so good. As far as the dresser goes, I used the one from, I want to say it's from For Rent. No, it's the one from Life and Death. Okay. I thought I had used the one from For Rent just because it had like the black and the gold, but I did not. And then I'm going to put in like a little sitting area over here. So I used the chairs from Enchanted by Nature. And then just going to go and grab a little table. I used the one from High School Years. And then I just put like a little plant on it. And I just leave it in the white pot. I mean, not everything has to be crazy. Then I put out that little mushroom dude, and something, I don't remember what else I put out on that dresser, but yeah. Then just gonna put in a rug, and then it was time for pictures on the wall, and then we're gonna add spider webs and cracks. So for pictures, I kind of wanted, I really did not know what I wanted, but over here I put these like vampire pictures, and then just kind of looking around to see what else we have. I did end up putting a picture of Gidry, because if you do leave it as a haunted house and you live in it, you are going to need Gidry's help. And then just I scaled down that picture, and then it was time for the spider webs. It was time for the cracks, the holes, all of that. So just gonna put all of that stuff around, just basically mess it up. It's fine. But yeah. So just kind of putting things where I thought they need to go. And then for the kids' room, I had, like, I don't know why, but I just had this idea of maybe, like, because when you do live in a haunted house, like, certain things will pop up. So I do have this bed, the skeleton bear. This is the dollhouse from the Storybook Nursery Kit. But when you live in a haunted house, you have stuff pop up like those creepy little dolls. So what I wanted to do is have a like tea set on the floor, and then have the creepy little dolls around it. Like maybe they've just decided to have their own tea party. Maybe the child who used to live here at one point liked the dolls, and they were like, yeah, these are my friends, they're gonna have a tea party with me. I just thought that would be so creepy. And I don't know if you can remove these in live mode or what, but then looking at the debug stuff, I kind of just placed stuff from it. So you're going to find this creepy stuff all around the house, like the little doll, the vines, all of that. I don't know how hard it is to remove that stuff. You got some goop coming out of some of these graves as well. You might want to take care of that if you do. Then the little hand thingy, and yeah. So I did put out some of these things, but you couldn't really see them. And I did not want anything that you couldn't see, so if you don't want it there, you don't have to have it there. Like, I wanted you to be able to see everything and be able to remove it. And then just looking to see if there was anything else from the paranormal pack that I wanted to use. There really just was not. So I went back to the kids' room, and I really wanted to put out some more stuff. So I did put out this, but then it was like, okay, wait a minute. This is a kids' room. Maybe I shouldn't put out the Grim Reaper so prominently. So I figured that the person who came in was like, okay, well, I don't really want to have to remove those from the walls, so I'm just going to have them, like, I'm just going to have a dresser in front of them and hope nobody notices them peeking out from behind this dresser. I was, like, really thinking about this backstory. But, yeah. So, as far as the other wall, I cannot remember what else I put up. I think it was just another picture like I did in the main bedroom. Like, another one of those black and white ones that I scaled down. I just could not find anything else that I really truly like. Yeah, it's just another one of these, and I think that might be it. Might be. I also was not paying attention to where the cracks and things. I put those in. I also was not paying attention to the door placement, so that yeah. And then there is a spider web above the bed in here, so you might want to try and clean that out first. But just kind of putting some stuff just to sort of age the house just a little bit more on the inside. And then it was just time for terrain paint and another save. I really did not want to lose this because I was really happy with how it turned out. So I'm just going to do this like little path to there. And then I'm not going to make you watch the rest of the terrain paint. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you have enjoyed. If you have, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my other videos. Bye everyone!